Well, Amanda Dambuza is a well-known businesswoman, entrepreneur, and author from South Africa. She overcame adversity and abuse to become a well-known businesswoman and humanitarian around the world. Dambuza is the CEO of Uyandiswa, which is a project management consulting firm, and will deliver the keynote address at Momentum, Namibia's Women Turn High Tea event on Saturday. Amanda now joins me via Skype. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm really, really excited. I'm literally counting down the hours till I get to Namibia. So I'm really,
Great. No, thank you so much for making the time to join us this morning.
absolutely.
Now, first of all, Amanda, it's no secret that you left a flourishing corporate career and you started your own empire. Now, just to give us some advice, how did you know, or rather, how would one know when it's time to jump ship and start your own enterprise?
I can tell you that I started feeling like I could really, being in corporate wasn't the most effective use of my time anymore. So I'd be sitting in these big meetings with really big and important people at the bank, and I'd just sit there and think, I could be doing so much more with my time. So I think you know deep down in your heart when you're ready to jump. A lot of people are just always they're held back by fear, probably because they're not fully prepared for it. So I always say, you know what, once you know that your time has come to an end, start preparing. So start cutting down on that debt that you don't need, because once you become an entrepreneur, the money doesn't flow immediately. But there's just something in your spirit that continuously tells you that it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah. Now, Amanda, you're a woman who wears many hats. You are an author, a businesswoman, a speaker, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
You know, what are some of the valuable lessons that you've learned through all of these while juggling all of these?
Well, I really think that there's something to be said for personal values. So everything you do, you take yourself everywhere you go. So be it whether I'm sitting on either a listed board or private board, or I'm speaking at a school event or a church event, or I'm speaking at a big conference, I take myself everywhere I go. As a businesswoman, in how I conduct my business dealings, I take myself everywhere I go. So personal integrity is such a critical thing. Honesty, and just being open. But you know, when you start getting into business, you really have got to learn how to persevere and how to be patient, because those are not things that we normally just are gifted with. It's something that you have to learn, and learn that success comes when you've put in the hard yards. And sometimes you keep doing the same thing over and over again, but actually eventually you yield the results. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Amanda, let's speak about the exciting autobiography that you have titled Baked in Pain. Please speak to us about this.
So I wrote Baked in Pain. In fact, I started writing Baked in Pain probably 10 years before I published it, but I was still going through some of the things that I write about in the book. So I just wasn't getting to really writing. But I sat down back in 2017 and I started writing for real, and well into 2018. And Baked in Pain is really a story about how I have risen above my circumstances. And I mean, those circumstances, as you said earlier, are rife with abuse, neglect, and abandonment, and just a lot of hardship. And I wrote Baked in Pain because firstly, I wanted to confront my own pain and confront my own history in my past, but also I wanted to offer to those who are in similar positions or who have gone through similar experiences, to offer that they are not alone. Because often when you are carrying so much pain and trauma, it's easy to think that other people are succeeding and you're not. But I wanted to be a person that is, you know, already known for some success. And I wanted to come out and say, actually, I have really greatly suffered, and you can rise above those circumstances. So mine offers really a lot of hope, and just to ignite that change in people's lives, to say you don't have to be a victim of your circumstances, but you can rise above them and fight through for the life that you deserve. So that's why I wrote Pain.
That sounds very, very inspiring, Amanda. Now, for those of us who would like to get the book, where is it available?
It's actually available on my website, amandadambuza.com. But for those in Namibia, you just drop us an email, sales@amandadambuza.com, and we'll direct you to the person that's distributing the books in Namibia. And it's also on Amazon.com as an ebook as well, if you are into ebooks.
Thank you so much for that, Amanda. Now, you are the keynote speaker for Momentum, Namibia's Women Turn High Tea event on Saturday. What can the attendees look forward to? What topics would you be covering?
So I actually think I look, more than what they should look forward to, I look forward to connecting with them, I look forward to just engaging with them and spending some time and just unpacking how to find our voices. So my topic is around rising above adversity and finding our voices as we battle through whatever adversity we may be faced. And I really look forward to it because it's the first time I'm speaking in Namibia. I've been to Namibia and vacationed in Namibia with my family, but to be there to do a speaking engagement and connect with women that I wouldn't ordinarily connect with is really something I treasure. It's a real privilege. It really is.
I think that's very amazing, Amanda. Also looking at the topic you're speaking about with regards to adversity, seeing that we have been through a very difficult time with COVID-19, companies closing down, just people going through personal struggles. And I think also with your story and background, I think it would really touch the hearts of many Namibians.
I really can't wait. And it's so important that even the women particularly who are in Namibia battling certain hardship, they must know that the one thing that connects us all around the world are our experiences.
Absolutely.
And we are more similar and we've had more similar experiences than we have not. And it's so great to actually hear from other people how they've navigated their own path. So I really look forward to it. It's very close to my heart to be coming through.
Now, Amanda, let's speak about, I think, a topic that many entrepreneurs and great leaders speak about. That's legacy.
Yes.
What legacy would you like to leave one day, or how would you like to be remembered in future?
Well, outside of being a great mom that is loving and caring and nurturing to her 3 children, I really would love to be remembered for being that person that ignites change. So everything I do, all my speaking engagement, the platforms that I create every single day in my business, I'm all about enabling people to change their lives. So I can't change people's lives for them, but I can absolutely ignite that fire inside of them to go ahead and change their lives. So I really would like to be remembered for the spirit with which I've lived my life in service to others, but also in not just in service to others at my expense, but understanding that I can't give anyone anything if I am not fulfilled myself. So I would like to be remembered for that. And also I would like to be remembered for how I made people feel, which is, offer them dignity and respect in whatever they are doing. And whenever they've come across me, they must not feel the same again. They must just feel different in a very positive way.
That's absolutely inspiring. Now, Amanda, let's have a look at, the issue of balance. We've mentioned that you wear many hats, you're a woman of many talents, and you've just mentioned as well that you're a mother to 3 kids. And I think, for women out there, we often wonder, how do you strike a balance between all these corporate and your businesses as well as, having a family? And then also, do you think that, balance, it is important to strike a balance? And if so, how do you do this?
I think it is important to strike a balance, but whatever balance means for you. So I am very clear that my family comes first. And it wasn't always like that. When I was in corporate, I was working 13-hour days. I was held up in meetings back to back throughout the day. I couldn't show up for my children's ballet or soccer or whatever, concert. So I wasn't really present, but thank God I made the decision to change that whilst they were still young. So when the girls were, for twin girls, those are my firstborn children, when they were turning 7, that's when I left corporate, and that's now more than 7 years ago. And you have to be clear about what your priorities are. And I think when you start to understand what your reason for existence is, what that why is, you start to do things that enable that vision, enable that why. So yeah, there's a lot to deal with in the day, but there are days when everything else has to wait because I need to be with my family. But then there are days when I have to tell my children and my husband that, listen, guys, I really have to go. And my husband can then step in. So I think that the support system that we have as women is critical. And I always say, in fact, the support system must be stronger than we are, because we don't have to do everything. But we, as women, we always think that we have to be overextending ourselves and be everything to everyone. No, just decide what is your priority. So for me, my family is very important. But when I'm working, I'm also working. So when I'm giving to each of the compartments of my life, I give the best of me, such that if I have to withdraw for a moment to focus on something else, it doesn't feel like there's a void because I have been giving to that. So I think we also have to be very energy efficient with our time as women, because we like to just go around splashing all over, doing everything, running. Somebody calls this side, you're running there. No, you can't do everything, So just be clear about what the priorities are. And I think that sense of balance, and I don't know if it's balanced, to be honest. I just feel like I've been able to integrate elements of my life and have them work really well together, and with the understanding that there's alignment in everything I do.
Thank you so much for that, Amanda. We could go on and on. It's such a joy and a pleasure speaking to you. But for the sake of time, Amanda, quickly, any concluding remarks?
Well, I really look forward to spending some time with amazing women in Namibia. I've got this really amazing schedule planned out, so I can't wait to connect with everybody, and I look forward to it all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for that, Amanda, and we're looking forward to having you here in Namibia. I hope you do have a blessed day ahead.
Thank you. You as well. Take care.
Thank you. Well, there you have it. That's inspiring businesswoman Amanda Dambuza, who's going to be hosting the Momentum Namibia's Women Turn High Tea event on Saturday, just speaking to us about her journey with regards to entrepreneurship, as well as striking a balance between being a mother and being an entrepreneur. We'll be right back shortly.